persistent guard, which is really great for damage mitigation. And just the atrophy aura does a lot against Medusa as well.
Yeah, I am curious how this... Stop streaming in Discord. Uh-oh. That doesn't seem like they should be doing that.
Oh, I don't know. There's something they're doing production, I think. They've said this before. This was called yesterday as well. I don't know if there's something about the way things are set up, but
maybe.
But yeah, they got told the same thing the other day.
All right. Well, I'm curious to see how this top lane is going to shape up, because it is very important that Medusa is able to get this farm, because this troll is going to be coming at her with an absolute vengeance. And like you said, he's got his life kind of planned out for him. He's got his Battle Fury queued up. He's Yeah,
he's gonna try to build the classic build to keep up and farm. And I think Troll generally with Battle Fury nowadays scales so damn well into mid and late game. And once you hit that late game or mid game, late game period, and you get the shard on Troll as well, he becomes a real hassle to deal with, because anyone who steps close to try and help whoever gets focused will also become a target to those wild axes. Also, I don't know if it's fixed, but I know initially, at least when I tested it, I don't think this is fixed yet. The shard, it says that it's supposed to shoot a random unit within the range, plus 175. It wasn't actually random. It shot the closest hero. I don't know if that's fixed yet, or if it's still prioritizing the closest hero. But that means it's even more dangerous, because it's very single-targeted.
Well, did you send a bug report out to...
Listen, if I sent a bug report for everything I found in Dota...
That's no excuse. I know for a fact that
I've got a job to do, right?
All the gosh darn time.
I think Valve got their eyes on my stream, to be honest. There's a lot of bugs I found that get fixed.
All right, so this mid lane, right? You've got PP on the Timber, you've got Slatum on the Ember. How does this play out?
It's pretty uncommon matchup. Generally, I would say that it's decent to begin with for the Ember, but Timber gets to that point where he starts just feeling unkillable, and Sleight of Fist is not going to do anything. You can commit for the Flame Guard build, but nobody really wants to do that. You need 4 points in Sleight of Fist, or you just can't play your mid game or like out of laning stage game.
Do you think we're going to see rotations to try to take the rune away from Slotums?
I think it could be a good play to control some of the power runes at least, but I doubt that we're gonna see the first rotation. Maybe for a 4-minute rune we could see a little move in there, but none of the support heroes are super quick. We don't have those Earth Spirits or something who can just roll over and check runes. That's
true. I don't know. Trey's pretty fast. He's a big boy.
He's not so good with motion. I don't know. He's slow, Moxie. He waddling.
Otherwise, it's just very quiet. This has been a series in the beginning, at least on game number 1. We haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of action right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just securing CS for now. The big lane to keep an eye on for me is going to be towards that mid lane, see how the out CS thing is going. Top lane looks very low in kill potential for both teams, unless Tree finds himself making a little mistake. They did go for the double Quelling Blade, by the way, to just mess with the tree, which is nice to see. They cut all the trees down, Rubik as well as the Underlord. Also going in for a steal here. They didn't block the small camp, but instead they just farm it.
Yeah, they might as well. And they do have a sentry board too if they want to try to block up the side camp, or even get the view ward on the side. But my question here for you, Dan, is just, you've got this Darkseer facing off with the Oracle. So how do you play this as a Darkseer? Because you're not going to be able to get the farm that you want. Man, these voice lines are just screwing with me right now.
It can be tough. It can be tough when they're talking in the background. That's why I lower my game sound so much. But
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I mean, the lane is going pretty well, I would say, for Darkseer right now. Normally, this lane can be super disastrous, but he's got 15 CS. A lot of it comes down to Techies just being a pretty damn strong laner at trading hits. So he's done a good job securing him a little bit of farm here. But yeah, like you said, the Darkseer versus Oracle doesn't feel too good, and I think maybe you will start cutting creep waves, you know, go behind at some point here.
Yeah, I was curious if that was a play to just try to get them more of that CS that he's looking for, because it can be difficult to play into, but...
I think it's ideal to do that, yeah. And we do see a little bit of a check here as both the Rubik and the Tree move towards mid, but Rubik a little bit too late to help control the rune. The Tree is gonna get...
Oh, I remember Waga saying, no, Tree's so slow, he's not gonna go for this at all.
I mean, it's not good with motion, but he did waddle over here. I guess trees need watering, right?
Trees indeed do need water to survive. So dead techies, they do finally manage to apply some pressure and some murderous intent in the bottom lane, but it is a support, so not necessarily the highest value, and there's not a whole heck of a lot of mana left on Red Monster, although we do have the courier coming out, so I assume he'll be getting some more consumables.
Yeah, he's getting some clarities, and he will stay on the lane. He also has the one healing Lotus that they got there on bottom, so doing fine for himself. The important part as well is that Troll is just completely free farming right now. Overall, the CS is looking pretty good for pretty much all the cores right now across the board. Not too many denies, nobody getting completely shut out. Mid is probably the biggest difference, where Timber has a bit of an edge, 32-8 versus 22-3. Nothing
He's
massive.
level 6.
Yeah.
Just in terms of levels. Do you see Knight is hanging out over here in the mid lane?
Yeah, just making a quick move. Interestingly, moving away from the bottom lane. So maybe considering that lane is not the best lane to stick around in. Do a TP bottle refill.
Do you think Illick just wants to like soak up some of these levels too? And he figures, all right, techies, you're not doing much for me. I'd rather that you just go do your own thing and let me get these.
I think that's pretty much the call. I mean, they don't see a way to pressure the Troll, and if you can't pressure him anyway, you might as well look for a way to shut down this Timber, maybe, if he sticks around. That was close.
We've got runes coming up. So they're gonna rotate. Knight. Popping down. Have the Oracle nearby though, and it's gonna be the rune top. It's a shield rune, and this time it's gonna go to Slatums.
Yeah, interestingly, it did put extra points into Flame Guard, by the way, on the Ember, so no point in the Searing Chain yet. Went for the 0-3-2 build. And again, we see a lot of focus on stacking up the jungle here by Mad Kings.
I feel like that's going to be very, very nice. They've got multiple heroes that can take these stacks and make a lot of usage out of them.
Yeah,
Who would you like to see like with priority first, though, I guess?
I think Timbersaw. Timbersaw should be the first one to get the clear on it, to just get him some net worth advantage, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Timber goes over, going to farm up the big triple stack here, and they'll give him his Soul Ring. So a bit more mana to spam.
Knight wanders over, is looking to grab himself a couple of these creeps if possible.
He managed to get one last hit, I think, there.
Trying to... Oh, they're going for those wisdom runes, but unfortunately for MJZ, not going to be able to manage it. Genik with the lift, just in the nick of time. But Techies has picked up the wisdom rune over the side on Thunder, so they'll at least get something.
Yeah, always the nice thing about Rubik. I feel like that's a big part why Rubik was so popular as well. When the wisdom runes were just added to the game, everyone was like, oh, Rubik, you just always win the wisdom rune. If you're there, you win it, because you
That's true.
toss the
Well,
enemy to the
he
side.
does anyways.
Yeah, in a 1v1, he always wins it, essentially.
Yeah. Got a lot of faith in all of the Rubik players of the world, Wog. You should win it.
They
the
should.
Way to put it. I've definitely seen some Rubik players just full on panic.
Oh, yeah.
And not save it for the appropriate time.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I like when Rubiks go for the Ancient pull before the Wisdom Rune spawn, and if the enemy support comes over, you just slam them into the Ancients, and the Ancients kill them.
Yeah, that's some next level play right there. No bounty rune available for this Timber, and no one's really home as they've already made their way out towards the mid lane. They've got their eyes. Yeah, they're chasing after Red Monster. Dropping the blood grenade. He's gonna try to buy himself just a little bit more time, and he's still alive. He goes through a couple of these consumables at Fairy Fire. He's got the magic wand, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a kill.
Oh, Illick bottom, also endangered his Troll, taking a lot of damage. Troll not scaling up the ulti though, so doesn't have that burst of kill potential.
Probably not feeling like he needs to fight just yet. And they'll back off over on the side of Thunder. We saw Slatums and Knight making their way down, but pressure's being placed on the mid tower. They're just going to go right back. And Genik nearby, walking right over the wards. So they've got a very clear vision of what he's doing.
Yeah, it's hard to stop the Timber from just farming like this, though. He pulls the mid wave into the jungle. I like what Slatum is doing, though. He's running over, trying to do the same thing to the enemy stack with the mid creep wave.
It's a big stack. Oscar showing up, though. He's saying, I don't think you should be here right now. We'll force him out.
Yeah, clear the area, and he's going to have to go back all the way towards bottom, where he finds himself a bounty run.
Let's check in with this Dusa. How's she doing? Because she's been up against Underlord, and you said this is going to be a bit tricky for her.
It's not that the lane is tricky, but later on, the damage will just be reduced so much by Underlord's existence. Once he gets Crimson Guard and he has the Atrophy Aura, she just won't do the same damage that you normally expect. Especially if she goes for that Manta style, the illusions, they just get all their damage reduced. But so far, farm-wise, she's doing pretty damn fine. Basically keeping up pretty well with the Troll, only like 700 gold behind. And Troll is having a complete free game, so that's not too bad.
Oh, Genik is sitting very low, but it's a little bit of a bait. He uses those remnants to get the lift, the draft back, and they just slice through him. So a nice bait coming out from this Rubik.
And Oracle showing some value here.
Adrian? Bottom lane, they use the wall. And in comes Oscar. He's here to protect Adrian, no problem. Actually did skill up the battle trance now. So Troll will have that going forward if needed. But content to just continue to go back to farming.
Yeah, he's got the cornucopia, so he's gonna regen just fine. He also has the help from Oracle now coming in, who's gonna heal him up a little bit under a tower.
I don't get why it's called a cornucopia.
Yeah. I'm not sure either.
You don't know either, okay.
No, I don't know the choice, I guess.
Because a cornucopia is supposed to be like a horn of plenty.
Yeah, it's weird to me, but I guess it gives plenty of things. It gives you mana regen, gives you HP regen, gives you damage. That's plenty.
It could be given a little bit more if we're going to use the term cornucopia. I just like how there's no like explanation on it either. Like usually everything on Dota, like, you know,
there's no lore. Yeah.
There's no lore, yeah. Like usually even like the neutral items, you know, the what is the healing one on the AoE ground?
Seeds of Serenity.
Seeds of Serenity has like all this lore.
True.
That nobody asked for.
It's got the Verdurous Dale active. Yeah, that's true.
It.
That's true.
That's it, you know?
I don't know. Sometimes we get no explanations. And basically, it just stole what Perseverance used to be, you know? It's like an imposter.
See, Perseverance at least made a little bit more sense to me. But I'm sure chat can come up with a great new name for it. They're a creative lot.
And we'll see a bit TP here from the Oracle, trying to play around his Timber a little bit. That's the 12 minutes rune spawn. Can be a DD rune top for Ember.
Yeah, he's making his way over. PP just going to clear out these creeps, protect his tower. And the Treant, though, putting that living armor on their mid tower, is trying to heal it back up again, but it's taking a decent chunk of damage.
Well, this is important. If they can contest the Troll.
Oh, he's got the remnant over here. No one's in position. It'll be all right.
I guess they're not going to be able to stop the Troll from farming. This is a juicy, juicy Ancient stack. It is a 5-6 stack? It's a 6 stack, I think.
It's big, that's for sure. I'm even going to go use the Fervor just to Battle Trance, rather, to chew through them all with the Battle Fury. Feels amazing if you're a Troll right now. Bottom lane, though, the jump over onto Genik is going to get exploded with a little help from Knight.
That's the classic. Just want to sit around, try and leech experience and protect my tier 1 tower, and then you get Dove. That's a support move right there. Just trying to get his levels wherever he can as the Troll is farming away in the jungle.
Yeah, I think that's the time where you're just like, oh, look at all this space. They're chasing after me, and my Troll's taking a 6 stack.
Yeah, you're getting something at least, but bottom tier 1 is going to fall pretty fast here to a DD rune of Ember Spirit. So at the same time, the Underlord is trying to return the favor on the tier 1 top.
It's a bunch of big, meaty boys slapping this tower up top.
Yeah, not the biggest damage output perhaps, but at least they're sustainable enough to stand here and auto attack. Has bottom tower already disposed of. They're a little bit behind, but doesn't look like Thunder Awaken are going to mount any form of defense. As Medusa is happy just to farm away as well. She's got a Manta style now, 13 minutes. Not a bad timing by any means.
Would you like to see Adrian go for, because like what we're seeing right now, he's got the BKB queued up, and eventually, you know, looking at that Ags, would you like to see him go for some sort of, you know, just mana reducer?
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think he may have it queued up right now, actually, as his next item. After the Aghanim Scepter, we see the little extra blade of alacrity there. So that could either be him going towards, you know, an SOI or something, but I think it's going to be a disperser after that. So he has his entire plan ahead of him here. And I like it. It's a good item build. BKB is definitely not bad on Troll in pretty much any game. And Aghanim Scepter is so crucial this game. So I love the fact that he's buying it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The Underlord almost complete now with his pipe. Needs 700 more gold and gets the full pipe for the damage reduction. This early on in the game, almost all the damage is magical on the side of Thunder Awaken. So there'll be a big power spike for Mad Kings.
Yeah, 15 minutes in right now. Who do you think is in the better position in terms of just the items and just power?
I would probably say that I favor the Troll lineup here. I think Mad Kings are in a good spot to play it slow. This is, again, a super slow start, the same as we saw last game, 2 for 2 at 15 minutes. These guys are really just trading away farms, saying, no, we're better late game. No, we're better late game. And we'll see. We'll see who's right or wrong as we advance here.
It honestly feels so bizarre to me because, like, I remember back in the day just constantly having nonstop action. There wasn't any time really to be able to really analyze things because there was just always a death happening on the map. So to have them be this, like, patient and calm, it feels a little weird to me being in the South American region. I like it because it shows more discipline. But I do miss some of those bloodbaths.
It is, you know, it is discipline. And it could also be true that this is, you know, TI regional qualifiers, and they tighten up and stricten up their game a little bit. But I agree with you. I think of South American Dota, usually explosive mid.
Oh, speaking of being explosive, wow, they even use the overgrowth. They just rip apart the Underlord. So Oscar, not going to be able to survive this.
I mean, it's been 3 kills in 16 minutes for their team. You may as well blow all the ultis from any kill you see.
You don't know here what's going to happen. Seeing Chains landing over onto Genic, but because they have an Oracle, they're able to purge that off using the Fortune's End very easily. And they're just gonna, it looks like they're just giving up this mid tower. They have no interest in trying to fight it, not without their Underlord, and it's just more time for Adrian to finish up this BKB, which he will have very shortly. Does have to be careful though. Thunder is making their way towards this top area, and they know he's there.
Yeah, at the same time, they also saw Illic over along the top lane there, so Mad Kings have a little bit of information at least with the ward that they planted deep. Troll is gonna stick around.
Is he gonna lose his? He's gotta be careful because they could snipe his courier. That is his BKB recipe.
They haven't seen it yet.
The rest of the team is showing up. Well, they know now. There it is. There's the BKB picked up. They need to lock down Slotums though. A little bit of a slow.
Oh, he got rooted.
Up, hold him into place. They need a little bit more damage, and they have it in the form of a nuke.
Oh boy. I thought he Sleight of Fist dodged the root from the Oracle there, but it looked like it actually was the root from Oracle's Q that first set up, and then the Troll, of course, chain rooted. Once you start getting rooted by Troll, you're never leaving it. It's gonna last forever. He didn't even use his ulti. He was so certain that he's gonna get it.
We've got the first Roche of the game at 17 minutes in. Troll, of course, very good at being able to take this very, very quickly.
That's
full pipe on Underlord now, too. Very strong.
Bit of a disastrous moment for them losing their Ember for free there and just quickly losing Roche to it.
They put the Aegis on Timber. What do you think about that?
I think that's smart because Troll is saying, guys, I know I have BKB, but I still mainly just want to build up and farm. And I feel pretty strong with the BKB. Nothing on their team can really surprise kill you when you're a Troll with BKB and ulti here, I think. So better for Timber to be the one with the Aegis who can just dive in and play hyper aggressively. So we're probably going to see them try and take the tier 2 tower here as we see them mounting a siege. Oracle being bullied by
A
Ember.
bit of a poke, yeah. I mean, this is exactly what he needs to be doing, is try to get onto the back lines and getting the jump on Red Monster. He's going to be the one who keeps everybody alive in these fights, especially the troll.
Yeah.
PP's courier, though, will get sniped
That's
along the way.
the vision from the Watcher, providing him intel that the courier is coming in. Any of those courier kills matters quite a bit. I mean, it's 500 gold, basically.
Rubik's got himself a nice little steal here. He's got the living armor that he's been applying to his timber on and off.
Yeah, can also work on repairing the towers, but all the towers are pretty high HP right now for them.
How is Knight doing here on this Medusa? Okay, we've got a completed... We said about the Manta style earlier. Now we've got the Silver Edge that is completed, so...
Some attack speed, some security as well, being able to go invis, and, you know, the damage increase of having the crits. It's a very nice build-up in general. Looks like he's going to go for the Hurricane Pact next, which I completely agree with as well.
Got a Pavis for a Red Monster. A couple extra hits will always feel pretty good, whether it's on yourself or it's on your teammates.
Gives him a little bit of armor as well, just passively against the Ember. Passively? Pavisly? Pavis armor, yes.
You all right over there? Sounds like you're having a stroke. All right, so yeah, continuing onwards, still holding on to the Aegis on PP. Everybody just seems pretty content, though, to continue to farm up.
Yeah, it's very slow execution here by both teams. I mean, we have a bit of a net worth lead on the side of Thunder Awaken. At the same time, though, I feel like they are the ones who are losing the most by dragging this game out. On the,
Think so?
Yeah, on the advantage for them, though, they have supports that more easily farm. Treant and Techies are very good at farming, whereas Rubik and Oracle are very bad at farming. So they are getting a bit of a net worth advantage on the supports right now.
Do you think once we get this Disfusal online for Troll, it's go time? We're going to start seeing them get more active?
I think so. I think we should probably see them just siege down on the towers a lot more with that timing. But yeah, the Aghanims plus Defu, it's going to be a pretty brutal timing to hit here for them. And the first Roche, not the most impactful, but the second one is going to be a very, very good time to try and open up the map even more.
Mm-hmm. Timber continuing to just put pressure on this top tower. You can see that Knight and Illic are nearby. Let's try to push them away a little bit. Keep healing up the tower using that living armor. But again, this is all just time being bought to get that... Oh, interesting. It looks like he's going for the Ags first.
On the troll?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that was the order that he had his items, so
okay.
he wanted to get this all along. All according to his script. Moxie, we're following his script. And he's gonna go for the Tormentor here. We'll use his ulti to secure it. This is something that Troll can do, similar to Ursa.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a bit scary, but
Yeah.
as long as Zeus isn't in the game, gotta be careful not to get hit by the Ancients as well when you move over. But it's a
Blood
little bit
Seeker
life
too.
steal.
It can be a little scary, but yeah, no, they get the shard, and it's going to go over to Rubik, which is a fantastic shard. As over in the mid lane, a little bit of a chase going on after this Techies. Timber Chain forward, drops Taser, tries to just get a little bit more space, and those Searing Chains will slow down PP. Has to be careful because Knight is indeed here. He's going to try to click him off and away, but there is a Lotus completed for Timber too, so he's going to be extra safe. Rest of the team is making their way over, perhaps thinking about going for this mid tower.
Yeah, they're going towards mid, and Medusa is around thinking about maybe defending. She does have the Dragon Lance, but
It's a full Ags.
yeah, with the Axe on Troll, I think you're better off letting this go.
Aegis does get reclaimed on PP, and again, like you said, not the biggest deal having that first Aegis. It's just nice to have a little bit of the insurance policy and get that gold from the kill. But it's putting them in a nice position now that that mid tower is gone, and they're just taking over the dire jungle.
Yeah, they get a bit more space, but at the same time, they're also still struggling with the fact that they, you know, are not able to farm quite as quickly as a Medusa with her illusions. But that's also why we see exactly the intentions by Mad Kings. They're going towards this top tower. They want to remove all the outer towers to limit the farm and the space for Thunder Awaken.
We are seeing a BKB completed for Slatoms, and they'll smoke up on the side of Thunder. They realize they've been up in this area for quite a while now. Let's see if we can get the jump on them and see if we can make something happen.
Feels like the first move of the game coming in here. The first big move.
PP in a good position to break any sort of smokes. They put their big chonky boys up front with the troll on the back lines. Ends up breaking though. They'll go throughout the slide, get a lot of these clicks off Medusa, just using all of these clicks, trying to finish them off and not finding it. A good vacuum drag back, but they're in position to go and buy themselves just a little bit more time, as they will end up losing Oscar. They'll lose a red monster. PP just sliding back and forth. He's leading them on a merry chase because already his troll says, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. But the silver reg, it's doing a lot to be able to bring down PP. End up losing 3 on the side of Mad Kings. A nice strike here coming out from Thunder.
That was a very nice catch for the Ember there, finding 2 heroes, setting up, and then Techies following through. They got some really good takedowns, and the moment that the initiation came in, you could see the Mad Kings were like, nope, not fighting this. The troll just ran away. He said, I don't know those 2 supports. They're not my friends. Just running out of the area. This does mean, though, that Thunder Awaken get to push towers as well. So they're going to get to top tier 1, at least with Medusa here, and looking to go a bit deeper with the illusions and farm.
Do you think they should have continued to press the envelope if they didn't have the Aegis at that point?
I think they can. It's just about positioning. They ultimately weren't really in position for the smoke that came around. I don't think they respected the possibility of smoke enough. If they did, they would have put something like Underlord or Timbersaw in front towards the direction of the smoke. So, good move by Thunder. But I'm not sure. I feel like Mad Kings, they just want to take this fight the moment the Diffu is up as well. The troll, 300 gold more, and then he should be good to just run in and lock onto the Medusa.
Knight making his way up to this top area. We'll run into Oscar.
Yeah, I like the Silver Edge choice, honestly. The Silver Edge and Mantis is so nice. Just the mobility that you get on Medusa and also the DPS. It's a nice mix.
I'm trying to think if Thunder Awaken doesn't make it, is this like, oh, hold that thought, as Knight creeping forward is gonna meet up with Adrian and immediately try to get some space using that Hurricane Pike. They're in a weird position though. They're gonna go for the Underlord Fiend's Gate.
Cancelled
Thinking about it, look at MJZ. He's like, I'm waiting any second for that overgrowth. Adrian walking away though. Illick getting caught, drops down the wall. Looks like this Oracle on the back lines is taking so much damage, forced to use his ultimate on himself, and I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that, as Adrian's just hitting all of these creeps. Turns his attention now to Illick, but needs to probably get out of here. He has that defusal, like we talked about, the Silver Edge coming to play.
Adrian going in?
Get used. He's going to try to fight against Knight, but it's still pretty scary because he's got the Stone Gaze. And it looks like Thunder, they're going to try to walk away. PP starts giving a little bit of chase.
They see the leader in bottom. Slatum wants it.
They're going to back off.
So disengaged at the end of the day. Medusa ulti traded for the full 9-second duration BKB there. Good trade for Thunder Awaken. Mid, Timber.
Mid, yeah, they found themselves. PP, he stayed a little bit too long as he's going to try to get out there again using that Lotus Orb, trying to give himself some more time and space, but this is not looking good for Timber. He will indeed fall.
They just get chopped down there. I feel like he went into them there feeling way too confident. The Aghanim Scepter not really being enough to keep him alive through all that damage.
I feel like the positioning is very off on the side of Mad Kings this time around. Also, that Thunder's just making really nice moves too. But the fact that Red Monster has had to use his ultimate on himself multiple times now is just not how that's supposed to be played. Oscar, he's slow, he's body blocked, they have all the nukes. That's another kill here for this Medusa.
Yeah, positioning has really been the bane for them. You got to be so careful with their lineup to not let the Oracle ever get jumped, or even Rubik, to be honest. You have really tanky cores. You got to use that in a good way and try and shield your supports so that they can sit behind. Now we're going to see Thunder Awaken be the ones to go Roche.
Oh, there's a full sheep stick completed for the Darkseer. I just realized that.
Yeah, he rushed for it pretty early, so interesting to see they didn't go for something like the Crimson or the Aghanim Scepter, but going for the Hex, it makes a lot of sense. Against Troll, you want to have some more good disable, and they didn't really have any great disable on their lineup against him before.
Yeah, I know that usually you see something like a Heaven's Halberd if you have a Halberd carrier against a troll, just anything so he cannot hit. So a nice pickup, just a little surprising, but definitely makes sense.
Yeah, Medusa now
position.
has enough gold for the full butterfly, as well as the fact that she has the Aegis, feeling very strong, and I think they're gonna push bottom tier 2. Those illusions just not dying.
Butterfly on board online Fortnite. It looks like Mad King's just not in the position to be able to contest this.
No, I don't think they can, and they're queuing up the MKB on Troll. He knows that he can't fight into the Butterfly Medusa without having one, but Tier 2 Tower already gone, and I think Thunder Awaken in a good position to just go up high ground here, force some reaction, force people home.
Already, the Oracle teleporting right back in, but again, should... I feel like so scared whenever Red Monster goes that forward. I'm thinking, you know, they have heroes that can jump into the back lines. He's going to be so far back.
Yeah, Ember has been on his case a lot.
Yeah, there's PP in the middle of everything, Adrian. They've got the Fiend's Gate. They're coming in hot. Slot, getting onto the back line, so we talked about this. Red Monster, he's gonna need help, but everybody else is just being held into place over on the side of Mad Kings, and they're doing so much damage. Oscar will end up falling. Adrian, he is just frozen in place. Uses that BKB. He's already used the Battle Trance, and he is just dead.
Dead for 80 seconds. Long time without him now.
That was such a good play coming out from Slatums to identify, like, I need to separate this Oracle. He cannot be allowed to keep his troll alive.
Yeah, he always jumps to backline, does a great job with his targeting. No armor on Timber.
Doing so much, yeah, I know. The follow-up, they try to just cut through, but they just dive him right. Oh my god, that's a triple kill. A triple kill at 30 minutes into the game. They have just ripping apart these buildings. They call GG.
All right, we end on Pi for score here, and it's a very, very decisive, quick finish from what was a real farm fest up until this point. Suddenly, the game is just over.